I think the central bank will continue to loosen its monetary policy, but I don't think it is going to help the economy a lot. This is because that currently the interest rates are at an all-time low. For 1 year time deposit, it is already below 2%.
Yeah, and it's not efficient.
As I just said that over the past 2 years, although the interest rates have been coming down to an all-time low, but at the same time, investment growth did not pick up at all. So that means that for the time being, monetary policy will not be very effective in boosting the economy. The problem for investment is not because interest rates are too high. It's because of overcapacity for the manufacturing sector and inventories for the property sector. So I do believe you continue to loosen monetary policy, but I don't think it is going to help. They are trying to do it, yeah. But as I said, that also monetary policy alone cannot help the economy. Mm-hmm. So eventually, the government will have to go back to the fiscal policies, just like it is doing now.
Could you explain a little bit more about the fiscal policy?
Fiscal policy, just like what I said, infrastructure investments is the spending made by the government to support the economy.
Do you think that's going to help, like going to make the situation better?
Yes, because these investments are real. For monetary policy, the impact is actually indirect. They are trying to the falling interest is just will provide an incentive to induce enterprises to make more investment, but it is not necessarily happen. And therefore, if the government want to make infrastructure investment, yeah, the investments are real. So the impact on the economy will be very direct. I think there is a very successful economic transformation underway in China. Mm-hmm. I would say some people are pretty pessimistic about China because they focus only on the numbers from the manufacturing or from the property sector. If you look at the service sector, it's actually expanding very quickly. For example, the service PMI has never been below 50. Which means that this sector has been expanding. Yeah. And also, if you look at its contribution to GDP, it has been growing very fast. Last year, the service sector accounted for over 52% of GDP. In comparison with the manufacturing sector accounted for only about 40% of GDP. So the service sector is actually a much more important sector than the manufacturing sector. So I think the rising service sector is going to help the economy, to help the economy transform.
So is it going to stabilize the GDP as well?
Of course, because right now the service sector is already bigger than the manufacturing sector. Mm-hmm. Its growth is going to be enough to offset the decline on the old economy, like a property, like the manufacturing.
Okay, so a few minutes ago you said that you see that the GDP growth in China in this year will be around 6.6%.
Right.
And from this year onwards will be below 7%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is it worrying or is it normal?
No, it's not worrying at all because this is just a normal process. The reason why the growth has been so strong is that China has been an investment-driven economy. Yeah. So the government also the SOCs, they made a lot of investment to boost the economy. But these investments have become unprofitable or not effective because there's overcapacity. So the investment will be less and less going forward. So the growth driver will have to be moved to other sectors like service, like internet.
Infrastructure.
Yeah, right. So because of the economic transformation, I do believe that economic growth in China will be slowing down. But this is not something to be worried about.
Okay. And in your opinion, should investors be worried about the slump in Asian market that we've seen quite a few times that happened?
Okay, the Asian market, I would say if you don't have any exposure to the Asian market, you don't have to pay much attention to the Asian market. The reason for this is that the Asian market is a closed market. meaning that it is weakly correlated with the rest of the world. Yeah, and this is because that the Chinese people have little exposure to other markets, and also foreigners do not have high exposure to Asian market. Foreigners accounts for about 1% of total turnover. So this is the reason why the Shanghai and the rest of the world, the indexes are actually weakly correlated. Another reason you don't have to pay much attention to is that the Asian market is a sentiment-driven market. It has little to do on fundamentals. So the rise or fall of the Asian market, just to give you a few clues about what is going on in Chinese economy. Chinese economy is something you should be focused, but not the Asian market.